I want to welcome everybody here. I want to welcome everybody on YouTube, welcome everybody on Facebook, and welcome everybody on Instagram to my podcast. And I am Mitch Race, and this is the Mitch Race podcast here on Sunday morning. When a man changes his self image, everything he decides, earns, and becomes changes with it. I help younger men build value and seasoned men regain clarity by rebuilding the self image that drives their decisions, confidence, and income. One of my friends had posted, and he posts often, and I've noticed that he's been posting a lot more often now, a little bit more intensely on his own self love. And this is not new. Um, it's not new at all. He's expressed loving himself and sharing it in a real, authentic, and quite frankly, a really beautiful kind of way. I really admire it. And I can say that he's one of these people that I feel is really honest about how he feels about himself. When it comes to loving himself, he's unapologetic. He makes it a simple point that no one loves himself more than he does. And I absolutely agree with him. No one person on this planet loves himself more than he does. Now, in a recent post, he stepped it up a bit and went from self-love to self-praise, and it raised my eyebrow a little bit. And he also threw something in on self-validation, which I thought was accurate. I'm going to paraphrase it, but it went something a little bit like, I validate myself. I don't need anyone else to validate me. I don't need anyone else to do that. I did a podcast last November giving a few reasons why self-validation is important. And one of the reasons was it reduces dependence on external approval. It cuts down on the need to depend on anyone to do it for you. You can be your own cheerleader. You don't need anyone to be that for you. If you're often seeking validation from other people, it can make you dependent on chasing their approval. And it can lead to feelings that you're never enough. When you self-validate your focus inward, it completes your own need for approval, which is a more stable and reliable source. Now, for me, I didn't particularly care for the idea of self-praise. To be honest with you, I really never even thought too much about it until he actually posted it and posted the idea, and it just gave me some thinking about it. And the reason why I didn't particularly care for the idea, I think it's because it's kind of like, I was really thinking, this is borderline narcissistic. But thinking about the way that he feels about it, his somewhat emphatic embrace of his own self-love because of it, and it has something to do with self. And I'm very, very much interested in things of self. As you know, I'm interested in things, self-esteem, self-image. And because I really appreciate my friend's honesty and his authenticity, it made me wonder if I was being too critical of the idea. Was there something actually in what he was saying about himself, something about self-praise that someone else could identify with and if I were to shed some light on it, could it benefit somebody else? Because that's really the bottom line. If you ask me what I thought about it, honestly, I'm thinking that it's okay. It's really good to pat yourself on the back when you achieve something you feel is a good accomplishment or something of significance. But I don't think that that's the same as self-praise. And I don't think self-praise is the same as self-validation. I want to approach it from the perspective of how your self-image and your self-esteem benefit from self-praise or self-validation, because I feel that that's more valuable. I think it's important to reflect on how self-praise feeds or supports how one sees themselves or how it makes one feel about themselves. I'm going to give you a stat right here. One study found that 55% of people tie their self-worth to others' opinions, indicating that there's a high need for external validation. This behavior is a normal part of human nature, but it can become excessive and may be linked to issues like self-esteem, low self-esteem, anxiety, or childhood experiences where approval was conditional. Self-esteem or self-worth. Chelsea, Denise, and everybody else, self-worth. So self-congratulations, let's talk about that. Let's talk about self-congratulation, this patting on the back. self-praise, and self-validation. We're going to look at what each of these are, their purpose, why you need it, the nuance, the subtlety of each, how you kind of see it, what it is, seeing it in more shades of gray, rather than just kind of like relying on a black and white of it. So let's start with this whole thing about patting yourself on the back, self-congratulations. This is acknowledging your effort, hard work, and your small wins. And the purpose of it is to motivate yourself, prevent burnout, and boost your mood, boost your self-esteem, boost how you feel about yourself. It's about rewarding yourself for the journey, not just the result. The nuance of it is it's healthy as long as it doesn't tip into arrogance. Number two, self-praise. What is it? It's telling yourself, I did a great job, or I am fantastic. Nothing wrong with that on the surface, obviously. The purpose of that is to reduce stress and anxiety by providing positive reinforcement directly to your brain. The nuance of it is self-praise is often performance-based. It hinges on doing something well. And number three, self-validation. It's accepting your internal experience, your thoughts, your feelings without judgment, regardless of your actions or achievements. It's being your own best friend and believing you are enough even when you fail. The purpose, to build internal confidence, to build that confidence muscle, resilience, and your emotional stability that doesn't fluctuate with external praise or failures without making it dependent upon any of those things. And the nuance of it is self-praise says, I did it well. Whereas self-validation says, I'm okay, I'm worthy, and my feelings make sense. So the distinction, why the distinction matters? It matters because they're both right. They're just not the same. Self-praise feels good, but can be fleeting, sort of like a sugar rush. Self-validation is more deeply nourishing because it provides a solid sense of worth that's not based on what you do. It's not based at all on your performance. So I would say the bottom line for this, it's good to cheer for your own accomplishments, to give yourself that pat on the back. It's really healthy, but it's more important to accept yourself unconditionally, which is validation. That's the bottom line on this. And I really just kind of wanted to do this as a short kind of like discussion and just sort of like something just to shed light on it, because again, it was conversation that stems from my friend posting something on self-praise, which I really was not too familiar with, and I really didn't have a whole lot of interest in. But as it went on and I started thinking about it, it made total sense. So it kept me open to how we need to perceive things about ourselves, how we need to be open and perceive things about self-image, perceive things about our self-esteem, understand and unpack our confidence, help to do that better, and to know that it's really okay and a very healthy thing to be not only accepting of ourselves, but maybe to do it in a way, excuse me, maybe to do it in a way that feels good to us and makes some sense. I want to thank you all on YouTube. I want to thank you guys out there. I really appreciate you. I want to let you know that I see you. I really do. There's a whole lot of you, but a lot of you do take time out to just show me love and show this podcast love. So I just wanted to say thank you. And also on Facebook and also on Instagram. If you like the content that you heard today, please subscribe, share it, and feel free to comment. Other than that, I want you guys to reclaim your Sunday, all right? And have an awesome Sunday. It's cold out there. Bundle up if you live out here in New York. It's freezing. But I enjoyed myself, and I will be back. Again, feel free to comment. And I really, truly hope that this helps someone understand themselves just that much more better, and maybe to understand some friends or some family members, and you can come alongside them and give them something to go on, something that maybe that you learned here today, maybe something that you didn't know. And I just really pray that it helps somebody out there. Have a really great weekend, everybody. And thanks again for tuning in.